If my front yard were a high school yearbook, that Puddle would be the kid with a permanent ketchup stain on his shirt. Harmless, stubborn, and impossible to ignore. It had squatted in the same low spot just left of the walkway since the day we moved in 23 years ago. I'm a mid-level software salesman, not a landscape architect, and definitely not the almighty. I can't wave a hand and make the earth rise up like a loaf of bread. One crisp Tuesday, coffee in hand, I stood over it like a disappointed parent. "Listen, Puddle," I said, 3 straight days of sun. "Your one job is to evaporate, and you're flunking." It just sat there, a 12-inch coin of murky water ringed by defeated grass. "You'll be late for work," Ellen called from the porch. She was already in her blazer, laptop bag slung like body armor. "I'm negotiating," I called back, trying to shame it into drying. $10 for a bag of topsoil," she said, heading inside. "Problem solved." "It's the principle, Ellen. It's topography. You're the one who'll get the letter from the HOA," she shot over her shoulder. Across the street stood Diane, president of the Pine Ridge Homeowners Association. Navy polo with the logo, hair shellacked into a blonde helmet that could bounce a golf ball. She raised her phone, zoomed, flashed, and clicked 4 times. Clipboard in the other hand. She didn't wave. She pivoted on sensible orthopedic heels and marched off. 2 days later, the envelope arrived. Thick beige stock that cost more per sheet than my first car payment. All caps serif font. No return address. It didn't need one. Inside, second notice, bylaw 7.14, persistent standing water, unsightly lawn depression. Fine, $50. Cure within 72 hours or daily penalties up to a lien. Attached, glossy 8x10 photos of my Puddle in high definition. Ellen read over my shoulder. "Unsightly lawn depression sounds like a diagnosis." "They're prescribing topsoil," I said. I tried reason first. Knocked on Diane's door. She answered in her evening polo, iced tea in hand. "Diane, it's a low spot. It's been raining. Bylaw 7.14 is clear, Robert. Persistent. Mosquito breeding ground. Property values. It's 12 inches across. 72 hours. Door closed with a soft, final click. So I caved. 40-pound bag of premium lawn soil. Dumped, raked, stomped, hosed. Looked like a giant brown Band-Aid. Dry? Compliant. Then the sky opened. Biblical rain all night. Next morning, the Band-Aid had metastasized into a 3-foot swamp, black and glistening. The mailman hurdled a new tributary to reach the box. Inside, another beige envelope. Violation uncured, $100. Unapproved soil mound, 50 more. Total, $150. 48 hours. I sat on the porch steps in the drizzle, 2 letters in hand, defeated. A sparrow landed, splashed, bathed, chirped, and flew off refreshed. I stared at the swamp. Breeding ground, Diane had called it. To that bird, it was a day spa. That night, I opened the 300-page HOA covenants on my laptop. Section 9.04. Ornamental lawn decorations permitted without review if under 24 inches in height. Man-made ponds prohibited, but mine wasn't man-made. It was an act of geography. "Ellen," I called, "where's the fantasy football money I lost to Greg?" "Why?" "I need a natural water feature." Greg arrived in his rattling 20-year-old Ford, looking like a refrigerator in Carhartt. "Emergency. 2 violations, $150 in fines, and a clipboard tyrant." He stared at the swamp. 10-minute fix. "Fill seed beer." "No. We enhance." "Supplies. 10-gallon pond liner, river rocks, shovel." We dug. Shovel hit the sprinkler line. Geyser. I killed the main. The hole filled itself. Greg capped the pipe with duct tape and a promise to return later. Liner in, rocks around, water clear from the leak. Minimalist masterpiece. Still needed life. PetSmart is for hamsters. 30 miles out, past the last Starbucks, I found Hank's feed and seed. Hank chewed a cigar stub and pointed to the back. 50 ducklings under heat lamps. I corralled 2 into a slotted box. $5 each. Hank's parting words: ducks poop, quack, and grow. Good luck. Ellen met me in the kitchen. The box vibrated and quacked. "Robert, what's in the box?" "The cure." I opened the flaps. 2 yellow heads popped up. Meet statute and regulation. Phase 4, release. They paddled, splashed, quacked like tiny trumpets. I hammered in an 18-inch cedar sign, Thompson Family Micro Pond and Avian Sanctuary. Diane crossed the street like an incoming storm, clipboard raised. That's a pond. Bylaw 9.03. Micropond. Ornamental decoration. 10 inches deep, 18-inch sign. Compliant. Livestock. Bylaw 11.20. I produced the city ordinance printout. Municipal code supersedes. Waterfowl kept as pets are ornamental birds, not livestock. Limit 4. I have 2. Diane took 30 photos and promised lawyers. The ducks woke at 5 sharp, 90 decibels of dawn saxophone. Day 3, red-blue lights strobed the bedroom. 2 officers avoided the pond where statute and regulation partied under the flashers. Noise complaint, Officer Davis sighed. City quiet hours start at 7 a.m., I said, handing over the ordinance. He read, nodded, tipped his cap. Civil matters, sir. Good luck. Diane's next move, emergency HOA meeting. Thursday night, clubhouse packed. PowerPoint titled The Puddle Crisis. Slides, mosquito close-up, soil mound, red-eyed duck, decibel graph, pie chart labeled projected poop-to-lawn ratio. Emergency fine, $1,000, immediate removal. I stood. Bylaw 1.04. Fines over 500 require majority vote of homeowners present. Hand shot up. 30 to 4 against. Diane deflated. Fines refunded. Bylaws under review. Until spring. HOA for never. I installed a solar filter. Neighbors brought peas on Tuesdays. Old Mr. Jenkins watched from his porch and smiled. One Saturday, burgers on the grill, Ellen admitted the waddle was cute. Across the street, Diane wrestled plastic off a 4-foot ceramic gnome in neon colors, fishing pole raised like a middle finger. I sipped my beer. Bylaw 9.04, Ellen. Ornamental decorations not to exceed 24 inches. Don't, she warned, smiling. I'm just saying, for property values. The gnome stared. I stared back. The puddle war was over. The ornament skirmish had just begun. What do you think, folks? Was Robert a hero standing up to petty tyranny, or did he escalate a molehill into a duck pond? Drop your take in the comments, especially on the bigger question. When does enforcing rules cross into bullying, and when does pushing back cross into spite? Let's keep it civil, but let's hear every side.